Hey everybody, it's Kayak Cliff. We're down in St. Petersburg, Florida at Fort Desoto boat launch, and I got Alex here with Sea Eagle Boats.
Hey guys.
Yeah, and we're going to take out on a longer adventure today. We're going to go out to with the Sea Eagle PaddleSki and the Sea Eagle FishSkiff, which it takes a 9.9 Honda, which is right there. We still got to put it on, but you've seen a lot of the PaddleSki videos, and now we're going to do it with two boats. We're going to go up to 27 miles today. That's the whole route. We're going to give you the history of Fort Desoto, which was a Spanish-American War fort, cut across to Egmont Key, which is only accessible by boat, and Fort Dade remnants are there from the Spanish-American War. And we're just gonna, it's like gonna be a historical tour and just touring around and seeing the sights and around here. So come along with us. See you on the water. Well, I'm all launched out here. I saw some dolphins and a manatee surface out here. I'm trying to find them again. But Alex is getting his motor started and he's gonna back out here as well. This paddle ski is a little over 14 feet. It gets about 15, 16 miles per hour with a 5 horsepower. The FishSkiff with the 10 horsepower, 9.9 Honda, gets about 22 miles per hour. Fort Desoto Park, it's originally comprised of 5 different keys. And when we say keys down here in Florida, that's another word for island. Mullet Key is the biggest key, and that is where the fortifications are for Fort Desoto, which we'll get a look at later. But we're just navigating out the channel here, and north of Mullet Key, between Mullet Key and I think it's Shell Island, or Shell Key, we go right out in the Gulf of Mexico. So we're gonna head out in the Gulf and explore. And I'm glad you guys are coming along.
Fort Desoto is comprised of 5 offshore keys or islands. There weren't any bridges way back when, and you had to ferry out to get to them. Mullet Key is the main island, which is where Fort Desoto was ultimately built. Prior to the Civil War in 1849, U.S. Army engineers, including Robert E. Lee, looked at fortifying Egmont and Mullet Keys, but this never happened prior to the Civil War. The Fort Desoto fortifications, which is 29 buildings, were not built until the Spanish-American War in 1898, then remained active until 1910, at which time a skeleton crew remained until 1917 at the end of World War I. A quarantine station operated with ultimately 15 buildings from 1898 until 1937 for immigrants that were coming into Tampa. The foundations and concrete that made up Fort Desoto was comprised of seashells, which acted as aggregate or rocks in today's modern concrete that holds everything together.
I've been so excited to do this trip because we exit here out of Fort Desoto and get out in the Gulf, and it's just beautifully clear waters out here. So I'm hoping we see some dolphins, sharks, whatever. And but then we cut across the Tampa ship channel, the main ship channel that takes all the traffic into Tampa. We cut across that, and it's like a couple miles, 2-3 miles out to Egmont Key. And this is a kind of a trip I've been wanting to do for quite a while, but I wanted to do it with another boat, so I'm glad Alex is here with his Sea Eagle. You want to hear something really cool though? Alex in the FishSkiff, he works for Sea Eagle. This is his job. So he's out here doing it, and they film their own videos on Sea Eagle from a company perspective. So yeah, pretty cool job though. Does all their social media marketing, business development. You probably noticed that boat, the whaler. We got the 13 whaler out here today as well. The intention was just to do this with the PaddleSki and the FishSkiff. But my dad, he's 84. We grew up boating in Florida in these waters all his life and all my younger days growing up. So he was really excited to try out that and drive a boat on his own. So he's doing great. the thing that makes the west coast of Florida so ideal for boating is that you have barrier islands all the way down the peninsula, and then you have intercoastal waterway bays on the inside, but then you have the Gulf of Mexico. Now, if you're on the east side, the Atlantic side, it's a heck of a lot rougher. If you're from Texas, where I am, the Texas coast stays very rough, but because of the prevailing winds and how shallow the Gulf is here, it is usually a very good place to boat, a very safe place to boat. Not real rough. Of course, you always got to watch the weather conditions, your tides, your winds. Today's an ideal day, but even on a day that's not as good as it is today, it's usually really good boating out here. That's what I love about this area of the country. That's Egmont Key right there with the lighthouse. That's where we're going. Okay, we're approaching the Tampa Ship Channel. So a lot of people kayak out here. You want to do it with a group of people, but if you're going to kayak across the ship channel, those ships go a lot faster than you think they are. So make sure there's no ships coming. But it's a great destination if you're going to kayak out there. But again, a big group of people do it with. And, you know, take a lunch with you and a bunch of gear. And I don't know if you can camp out there or not. You might be able to, but I don't see any ships coming right now. Of course, I can buzz across that a little quicker, but here we go. This is when you stand up and grab the SUP paddle, which you can easily do with the paddle ski. I'm going to try and get in here quietly with the dolphins. They'll know I'm here though, but without the motor. Oh, look at the dolphins. Hey there, boy or girl. Look at you. Just playing out here. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, he's just swimming circles. Oh, he's gonna put on a show for us. Hi there. Oh, there's bait fish around here. He's circling around and corralling the bait fish and then coming in and grabbing them. I tell you, dolphins, I said this in my last video, I've had a love affair with dolphins ever since I was a kid. They're the coolest marine mammals out there. Love to see them. I like the manatees too. That was pretty cool. Here he comes. Hopefully he'll come over to the boat. Such a great encounter with a marvelous wild creature. Okay, here's one of the markers for the Tampa Ship Channel, and it extends over to that marker over there. And this is deep water here. You can see the markers way out on the horizon taking you out to the Gulf. But yeah, this is the actual chip channel, and it's where all your oil tankers and your cruise ships and everything comes through. Well, we're basically just starting the circumnavigation of Egmont Key. A lot of boaters out here. This is a weekday, so not real busy like a weekend would be. This is the time to do it. And we're gonna find some shoreline here and get up on the beach and have some lunch. Just can't get over the calm, tranquil waters here. Just a beautiful area to boat. So we're anchored here out at Egmont Key, and Egmont Key is 328 acres, so it's a good size island. And it is where Fort Dade is located, D-A-D-E. And this is the other fort outside on the island where the mainland, or Mullet Key, is where Fort Desoto is. And Fort Dade was a fort developed during the Spanish-American War. And I got the drone out. Let's get the drone out and fly around it.
Egmont Key is 328 acres and it lies southwest of Fort Desoto Park and can only be reached by boat or ferry as we're doing today. Located within Egmont Key National Wildlife Refuge and State Park are the 1858 Egmont Key Lighthouse, which was maintained by the U.S. Coast Guard, and the ruins of Fort Dade, a Spanish-American War-era fort that housed 300 residents. During the 19th century, Egmont Key was used as a camp for captured Seminole Indians at the end of the Third Seminole War, and later in the century, the island was occupied by the Union Army Navy during the American Civil War. Defense considerations during the Spanish-American War led to the construction of Fort Dade on the island in 1898, and Egmont Key remained a military reservation until 1923.
I pulled off there to fly the drone and get over the fort and the lighthouse, and my dad just kept on going in the whaler. He's it's been 30 years since he's been down in these waters, and he's just like a kid in a candy store. He's just enjoying the heck out of it, being able to be in a boat by himself and drive and explore. So I'm really happy for him. And I'm like a kid in a candy store here, driving around this little paddle ski. It's a hoot, especially in this water. I'm just amazed how well it's performing. All these rock formations out here, all these concrete formations out here are all remnants of the fort. And I don't know what was out here, but maybe it was tie-ups for ships that came in, or there might have been some gun placements out here. But yeah, three massive areas here with rocks. Well, not rock, keep calling them rocks, concrete. So let's check them out up close, especially this biggest one here. Hey, we tied up both Sea Eagles to the Whaler, and we're under the Bimini top here and just enjoying a lunch. So we're halfway, we're close down to the southern tip of Egmont. So after we eat, we're gonna get back on and keep going, see what else there is to see.
When it's all about the race, no turning back, too late. Got my bones about to break. Body's numb, can't feel the pain. But my soul still got the fire.
I would say that sailboat is high and dry. Must have blown up during the last hurricane. I mean, getting something like that off an island, that's got to be a real chore. I would imagine it would cost the owner a pretty penny to get it off there. Hey, if anybody knows what typically happens when a boat like this is up on an island stranded like that, who pays for it? Who takes it off? Okay, we're rounding the southern tip. You can see the Sunshine Skyway way out there and got a big freighter coming through. But look at the water, how it changes here. How we go from the Gulf side with all the white sandy beaches, and now we're gonna go to the bay side. And look how that water changes. It goes from a green to a real dark green. It looks pretty cool.
No time to waste, 'cause my time is now. Got the fire. My time is now. Take me higher. My time is...
You just had the pilot boat pulling away from this station to they're either ushering in or ushering out a freighter. I don't know if they go out to take the freighter out or if they go out or they're going to go meet one. But they took off. These markers here, those are marking that this is a bird sanctuary. And man, it's been fun just buzzing down this coast with the alternating dark and light areas. The dark areas are grassy areas and the light areas are sand. But it's really cool going over them. And I saw some people snorkeling back there. It's still a little cold for me here in March to get out and snorkel, but I saw some people snorkeling back there, and looks like they're having a good time. Okay, the wind has picked up. We're cutting back to Fort Desoto. So we're gonna have, this will be the first big rough water test in the paddle ski for me. Just taking it nice, about half throttle. It's holding up really well, performing very well. This is full speed in rough water. Performing great. We're going about 16 miles an hour in rough seas. Okay, we made it to the Fort Desoto side. Boy, that was a rough crossing. Definitely PSA here, you want to be tethered. You should be tethered all the time, but you want to be tethered in those rough water environments, because boy, if I was to be thrown from the boat and the boat kept on going, that would be no bueno. So you want to be tethered, because if I fall out, it pulls the tether, stops the engine. The wind has picked up to about 8 miles an hour out of the west, and it was supposed to stay out of the northeast. So, hey, just goes to show you, know your waters and be comfortable with what you're doing when you go out, because, you know, winds can shift around, it can get a little rough. We're just gonna have to go slower as we get over here. So we're poking our way back, and boats are doing great. Here's the FishSkiff over here. Well, we're back safely in the channel. Boy, we navigated that. And I tell you, I've had this paddle ski for 2 years now. I've never had the guts to take it out in weather like this. It started out awesome, but then boy, it got rough, and I'm just amazed how well it did. The FishSkiff too. I mean, we made it back. We're definitely not dry. It was a wet ride, but boy, it was a fun ride. Well, we're back at the ramp, and that was about a 15-mile trip today. And I always call them adventures, but this was an adventure. This was awesome. And yeah, just glad to have these Sea Eagles to get us out there safely and get us back. Thanks for coming along with me. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. It helps the algorithms. I love to have you guys as followers and subscribers. I do, you know, boating videos like this. I do kayak videos. I do canoeing videos. I do camping and a little bit of bicycling. So just all outdoors. That's why I call it Kayak Cliff Outdoors. So yeah, please like and subscribe. And I hope to see you out on the water sometime. If you do see me, come on up, I'll give you a sticker. But like and subscribe, and God bless.